They didn't really know about Mars, and now they've got a car riding around on Mars that's saying that the Earth on Mars is very much like the Earth on Earth. So we have a lot to learn. One other thing I wanted to just share with you for a moment is that we received from Reuters Healthline in a news release. It says French researchers have discovered, this is interesting, that the right half of the human brain is more dominant from birth to 3 years of age. 3 years of age, the right side. The new discovery is based on brain scan evidence showing that the right hemisphere develops its functions earlier than the left. With the development of language abilities, brain hemisphere dominance appears to shift left in the 4th year of life. And it goes on talking about that, but it's very interesting when you think of the right side and references in the Bible to the right hemisphere and cast your net to the right side and all these different things, and finding that it's the little children. That's what we were talking about. Remember how the guru said when your little child spins, I can't do it because I would fall down, but kids spin around, and we always stop them and say, oh, don't do that, you're going to get dizzy. And the guru said, leave them alone, they're part of God, and that is God's nature, this complete turning. But they're so close to God. And now here's evidence that indeed the right hemisphere of the brain is the dominant one in a child up to the age of 3. And it's only when we start normalizing them to our bizarre behavior that they leave that, and then we all become like us. I always think of, whenever I think of how we have matured and evolved as a race and as a society, I always think of that great song by Jimmy Buffett, we are the people our parents warned us about, and basically that's it. So what we've seen so far over the past several weeks is a harmony. We were seeking a harmony, and I think we've accomplished that. We've found that. You as a person, the earth that you live on, and the universe that controls, we found all of this has to work in a harmony. All of it has to be perfectly synced together. It can't go any other way. And one of the reasons we found that we have sickness, and one of the reasons we found that we have sadness, is because we're moving this way and the earth and the universe are moving that way, so there is no harmony there, okay? We found a harmony between the 7 chakras of the Hindus of the East and the 7 seals of the book of Revelation. They're both the same, and we read that to you and shared that to you. We found a harmony in that, in addition to the 7 seals and the 7 chakras, that from through September until March, there's 7 months when through the trajectory of the earth, the sun moves up to the ram, and we pass over from the winter to the spring. We experience a Passover. And then we look at what religion has done, and they've negated Passover. They don't understand how important it is that we pass over from the winter of the soul to the spring of the soul in the same way that the earth passes over from the winter of the season to the spring of the season. And when you negate Passover, you've negated the whole complex structure of life, not only inside of ourselves, but on the earth. And now we find out that here, when the scientists were discovering planets, they went right through from Pegasus up to the 7th, and they arrived at the same place that the solar energy arrives within you, and it arrives up at the 7th, it arrives at the pineal, it arrives at Leo. And here, when they discovered the 7th planet, Dr. George Gatewood in Baltimore, Maryland, discovered the 7th planet, everything in order. It arrived at exactly the same place, at Lalande 21185 Leo. So we found this harmony. We found a harmony in the Sphinx. The Sphinx that stands and guards the mighty pyramids, the face of the woman, the body of the lion. We found as the sun through the trajectory comes out of the woman in September, Virgo, it concludes its journey in August in the constellation Leo, the Sphinx. We found that the energy that is the sun within us, Leo, rises up to the 7th, which is Leo and the pineal gland from virgin consciousness. We enter into Om and rise in virgin consciousness, Leo and the virgin. And then we saw, once again with the discoveries in the universe, that same thing, rising from Virgo to Leo, and the Sphinx recreated. And then we even found in the Bible story, in the Bible story of Jesus, born of a virgin, winds up as the Lion of Judah. So all of these things flowed into harmony. And then we showed you, and as Penny had those pictures made for her, you know what we didn't show? And I feel bad about that. Could we show one of those pictures to the people on TV? I always forget that. You have that there? That's fine. She has that there. Maybe you can get in and... You know, I don't know what else... What can I tell you? What else could I possibly do? What could shake you to a point of saying, this is real, you know? What could shake you to the point of saying, you know, you should really know more, you should learn more, you should pay attention to this, because this is happening. It's like it says in the Bible, the invisible things of Him from the beginning of the universe are made clear by the things that are made, so they have no excuse. In other words, what God has said is, hey, folks, you've reached the point now in the evolution of your consciousness that you can understand these things. And you have the knowledge. The people that make Hubble, they can see all of these things, and they're showing these things to you. So what are you waiting for? Why aren't you paying attention? So, you can't run from this anymore. You're on the earth. Where are you going to go? There's no place to run. So you can be part of this harmony.